But beyond that, things should be just about ready. We are just waiting for Lord Askew to make his way in. And just check in for the tournament. Worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, he doesn't be around. And then we'll just move on with that. Slow dinners are more romantic. Nix, I'm not sure you want to have a romantic dinner with your parents. I don't think that works out very well. Yeah. I have a funny feeling that would not bode well. How are you all doing, by the way? I'd like to give a shout out, of course. Kuhaku Moon, thank you for the raid. And Wilbo and Lucentai, thank you for the bits, along with Kuhaku, who also gave biddies. No, I hear sound. Southern. Yeah. I don't know, my tongue flumbled all over the place on that one. Oh, hi! Hey, Minnie. Nice to see you drop by. Yeah, we're just got last minute calls. 2 whole Fortnite seasons since these started. Yes. I think so. My pleasure, love. So yeah, last minute call. If anybody would like to enter and participate, here is the bracket link again. Be sure to sign up in about the next 30 seconds or so. I do not believe Askew exists at this exact moment, so he's probably gonna do a vanish. I already had my pill. I don't need more meds. Dusk with the single penny. Many thanks, love. Even a single penny can help out. And I'm just gonna count the timer down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Processing check-in results. And it looks like we have ourselves 10 participants. Askew is not able to make it today due to various events going on in his life or something. So we're not going to worry about that. But that still leaves us with 10 fantastic players who will be competing to take first place in this Scrapstar. And with that's also good numbers also means a better placement in the NA Arms online community, which you want to get those points. The more points you get, the better off you are, and the easier it'll be for you to make it to the Invitational. All right, so starting things off, we are going to stream. Let's see. Actually, what should I do first? Gilly, you need to eat right away, right? When are you going to go to eat? Like, how soon? Like, give me an estimate for when food will be happening. As that's gonna determine a lot of how I pull this rhythm. Probably in 30 to 40 minutes? Alright. So, what we'll do then is... yeah, we'll just start with round 1. Which means, I'm going to ask you, chat, who would you like to see as your first competitors in the Scrapstar series? If you'd like to watch the local Croco tournament organizer in the offline communities, I believe he's running Pressure 2 coming up soon, and he'll be facing off against LaFleur, press 1. If you'd like to see Spicy DX play against Dusk, press 2. And from there, we'll get this thing rolling. Every other competitor did get a bye to the next round, and will likely chill out there until we get these two going. And then we'll have them start up shortly afterwards. We've got 1 vote for 1, 1 vote for 2. Just waiting for people to add in their own thoughts. That's fine. Spicy. I can ramble about it here too, so. But yeah, Spicy. If you want to watch You vs. Dusk, you press 2. If you think the stream will want to watch Local Croco vs. LaFleur, press 1. The one that's not 2. So we've got a tiebreaker here. Nick's going to be the tiebreaker, voting for 1, which means that we are going to... Local Croco says the opposite of 1, which means 2. I guess we're tied again. Which means I guess I have to be the tiebreaker here, because you're all butts. Junior gonna break the tiebreaker. I was gonna say 1 anyways, so we're going with 1. Thank you, Junior. And... here, I'll do it in a different arena lobby. Here. Spicy Deluxe and Dusk fight off stream. There you go. For Dawn! For honor! Wow, that's an old game now. It used to be a new game, and now it's an old game. Crazy how that happens. Time does things. Crazy things, like, happen. Let's see. 2 years ain't that old? 4 years, though. Oof. That means you're a grandparent in computer times. Go. Go. There we go, and... let's see. Alright, they're just getting things set up. This is Local's first online tournament, so I'm excited to see how he participates, how he is able to make things roll. LaFleur, a very well-known player of the community these days, actually pretty active in a lot of events. Oh, first Scrapstar. Okay, so we're good on... So he's had experience with it, he just doesn't know our specific rules, which are backroom rules, for anybody curious. We stick with the tried and true of competitive formatting. And it looks like our first match is going to be going to Temple Grounds, not Snack Park. Though, I am planning on getting a Snake Parks only tournament coming up in the short future. Do keep your eyes open. Heading into our first match though, Local Croco going in as Helix. You don't see many Helixes these days. It's a very tricky and difficult character to really utilize well. But once you've learned how to play Helix exceptionally, a character is very, just a monster, a very challenging opponent. Allows you to do some really good pressuring and just some smart plays. Starting things off, LaFleur going to be able to find that EMP. And he's going to start out on top with that first successful trade, getting some light pressure in with that freeze, and capitalizing on that freeze for another EMP just to keep this tempo going. Loco struggling to keep up with this pressure. Looks like LaFleur's actually coming in here with a couple new tricks under his sleeve too. as that freeze EMP is a little more complex of a setup for Sprintron to be able to land. Most players generally don't have that planned out ahead of time. We're going to suffer a feisty grab and is going to be knocked near critical as LaFleur has yet to be hit. Beyond just mild light hits and chip damage, that grab not going to be enough, but now LaFleur just looking for that single hit. Croco trying to find his way in, trying to get a poke. He's going to be able to get that Biffler to connect, but that EMP going to allow LaFleur to continue on with his pressure. Sprintron's actually a pretty rough matchup for Helix too, because as you see with what Croco is trying to do, he's focusing pretty hard on utilizing that tower mode, giving himself an ability to just have a large barrage of attacks and strong movement. But unfortunately, that means that LaFleur has free options, like free everywhere. He's able to keep that distance when he wants to get the EMP. He closes in the distance when he needs to, and it just allows him to play this matchup very exceptionally. LaFleur going to be able to take the first round, neither player choosing to go for their rush. That first round ended up being a timeout as LaFleur going to try to play pretty patiently defensively. Didn't feel the need to go in and do anything risky as he had just such a large health lead. Croco going to be the first one to land damage though this time, getting that poison on LaFleur with that Glusher. LaFleur patiently trying to wait these out, looking for little small opportunities to slip in between the cracks, get some damage. That Slamamander is going to knock him into the air though. LaFleur sees an opportunity, dives right in, and he's going to be able to connect for 345 damage. Setting himself up in the lead, almost goes for an EMP, but he's going to safely dodge out of the way. Tries to not get punished by anything. Gets out of the way of the rush. Glusher Slamamander is a pretty difficult rush to be able to land. Both of them being very on point and not really having a wide coverage or a solid setup to them. LaFleur thought he had that EMP chance, but the Glusher going to sneak through that deflect ring. And it's going to allow Croco to keep trying to get this pressure going, try to get some more damage in. Timer slowly ticking down. Time is running out. Croco needs to start getting some damage. He does have a rush available to him though, but so does LaFleur. And if he gets caught by LaFleur's rush, this first round is going to go to this Sprintron. If he gets a good hit in with that Mander, he could follow up with the rush, but he's not going to have the time. That is going to connect, but it's just not enough damage. And that's going to allow LaFleur to take the first round. Yeah, Sprintron's just difficult for Helix. Because you end up spending so much time wanting to get that tower mode and just kind of keep that pressure going, utilizing it. But Sprintron's just like, oh, okay, I'm just going to take 2 steps back and I'm going to EMP. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to keep fighting. Almost was able to bring it back, but just wasn't. If he had a bit more damage in there, definitely could have been able to take a round and potentially set things up for a comeback. LaFleur going to take the first game though, and is now looking for one more to move on to face off against Cold Stare. Alright, so everything's set up. So we're... just sorting out some things. Still got a few players trying to figure out these rule sets, how everything works. Not always the easiest thing. Tournament formats, interaction, so on and so forth, tend to play out a little bit differently than what some people might be used to, just in general friendlies and all that kind of stuff. I know Scrimps with MLM, that was a very approachable one where you didn't have to learn all the stage striking and everything. And that allowed for just quick, easy, fun gameplay. I personally enjoy having these stage strikes and everything. Gives a little bit of an extra layer. That said, I do understand why people are generally, or some people are not necessarily interested in all this extra little fluff. And it looks like we have things set up. Our next stage is going to be the Scrapyard. Both players step into the ring. This is going to be Kralko's chance to bring things back. He's got his counterpick stage. Here's hoping it works out well for him. I'm actually surprised he didn't pick somewhere a little more aggressive, as the big problem that he had with Temple Grounds was just the fact that LaFleur always had so much free space to move around. I can kind of see what he's trying to go for, though. He's went into the center platform. It kind of gives him a little bit more space. And that now from here, like, LaFleur doesn't have that free range of movement as much as he did in Temple. Starting things off, though. Kralko taking some pressure here, struggling to keep up with this. Can't really find his way through the setup for the EMP and is slowly getting his health just chipped down. A quick blast from the nade. A rush gonna come in, but it's cancelled out by a quick Slamamander, blowing him back. And now Kralko continuing on, trying to get this pressure. He does have his rush ready. And even just going for some shield chip damage could be a nice option to try to help give himself some more ground. A nice grab read opportunity there, just recognizing that Kralko probably was going to slow down a bit and just let the EMP happen. Kralko slowly starting to take some control of this match. He's getting a couple of nice hits in, and if he gets a good read, that rush could put LaFleur into critical health. Another Slamamander. 15 seconds left on the clock. Grab comes out, but Kralko slowly chipping him down. Just looking for a strong rush at this point. That might not even be enough. And with the last few seconds, we're just going to have him go in for the grab. And LaFleur going to time him out with about 50% health lead. Looks like Kralko's very confident in this loadout. He's getting it to work pretty well here and there when he finds those right opportunities. Both players trying to find that window in, and LaFleur going to be the first one to connect, getting that Scully on for the finishing touch and looking for that poison stack. He's going to get the EMP, but doesn't get any disarm off of it and gets quickly knocked down by his own nade. LaFleur trying to patiently wait things out. He's taking a bit of pressure damage here, and it's causing him a bit of stress, a lot of arm damage. Kralko might have a nice rush opportunity coming up if he chooses to go for it. Keeping LaFleur cornered like this is working out exceptionally well, though, as LaFleur just struggling to find his way out, continue to stay stuck in that little corner, that wee little tiny spot, as these Manders and these Blushers keep blasting into him. He's going to be able to find a nice rush opportunity. Quickly starts coming back. He's going to throw the rush, but the Glusher going to beat through him, and a 360 rush cements Kralko in the health lead here. As that Glusher and Slamamander just beat out the Scully nade. LaFleur at critical health, 20 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be a difficult round for him to bring things back in, but he does have advantage. And as long as he just plays smart and plays safe, he will potentially have rush advantage coming into this. He's not out of this game yet. And if he takes this game, he's going to be able to move on in brackets. Looks like LaFleur's gonna change things up, putting the Coolerane on once more, looking for those ice confirms into EMPs. Some nice pressure alongside, and just not wanting to try to go for those Scully little pokes. They just weren't really working out the way he was wanting to. So far though, that Coolerane is doing exactly that. He's got a lot of damage, he's got a strong lead, and Krauko is really struggling to keep up with this. But he's got LaFleur back into the corner. He just needs to keep him there if he wants to be able to bring things back. LaFleur struggling, trying to find his way out, slowly getting pokes here and there. That rush not going to be able to connect. Does a lot of chip damage, but now LaFleur is ready with another rush, and it's likely he's setting up to try to get some kind of opening. Any confirm at this point would be enough for LaFleur, especially if he gets that rush to connect. But Krauko's starting to get some scary pressure in there, giving LaFleur a bit of a hard time. That freeze into the knockdown, and this rush is going to be enough. LaFleur taking Krauko down 2-0, and will be moving on in the brackets. Alright, with that set, that means that LaFleur will be moving on to face off against Cold Stare, and Local Krauko will be facing off against the player who loses in match 4, J-Ro versus Nyx. Just seeing how things go. Alright, from here we can set things up for the next rounds. We will not do match 5 as we already just saw LaFleur participate. And it's fine, we don't need it. We can let him chill out for a bit. LaFleur and Cold Stare can dance on the battlefield of off-stream. Which leaves us with 3 options. We can watch Bunny Champ face off against Gillibo. If you'd like to see that, press 3. If you'd like to see J-Ro face off against Nixatron, you would type 4. And if you'd like to watch Jico face off against the winner of round 2, Spicy Deluxe vs. Dusk, press 6. So that's 3, 4, and 6. Gilly voting for himself. He wants some camera time. He wants a bit of attention. He wants some love. I mean, I don't blame him. Camera is a beautiful place to be, especially if you've got some spicy plays going on and you want to show them off. Where else are you going to really show what's going on with each match? How else are you going to be able to have, like, stream VODs as replays to just kind of see what's going on? Great way to get some, like, solid feedback. So it looks like we've got a third vote. Doug showing up. Hi, love! Nice to see you drop by. So it looks like we are going to have ourselves set for our next match. Gilly Voices Bunny Champ. He was so ready for that. Just wait. He was just itchy. He's like, come on, come on. Like, I didn't even have the warn, like, I didn't even give him the code yet. He saw from before, he's like, I'm writing this down. It's that code. I know what it is. I'm ready. It's almost like she always does that one. And then as soon as it's like, alright, Gilly, you come... And then he just tackles me as he comes into the floor. He's like, behold! That is what Gilly Boat did. Or at least how I feel he did it. In my interpretation. Now it looks like Cold and LaFleur have started their match. While we wait for Bunny Champ, wherever they are. There they are. No, that's... Wait, that's crashing. I don't know if that's... I'm gonna go use the washroom. Hopefully Bunny Champ's in Discord with Gilly and they sort out the stages by the time I... Okay, I'm back. I also just came across something. Let's just... Oh, wow. That's... Oh, that... Oh, I thought that wasn't, like, something coming up. That's cool, though. Oh, that's all the way back. Oh, gods. I thought that was something that was coming up. I was excited. But my excitement has been quelled. For it was not nearly as exciting of a thing. Turns out it was something from 2 years ago. I thought it was something coming up. This is why you double check your resources and info. But yeah, I do have a couple of things. I'm not gonna, or there is something I'm working on that I'm gonna announce soon, but we'll see it when time comes. It's nothing too spectacular. It's a poll, but it's an important poll for all of you in the North American communities. Potentially help out in getting the Scrapstar series rolling a little bit more. Heading into our next match, though, Gilly Boat is now set and ready to face off against Bunny Champ. No, it's not a Max Bull. Bunny Champ is just going to go straight in, double nades, looking to blast Gilly down with some high explosive pressure. That could be a pretty tough thing for Gilly Boat to face off against, as those two gloves are going to give him an easy time to punch that popper out. It's also going to box a little bit better than the homie. Starting off this first round, Gilly going to be taking a bit of light pressure and damage from there, but he's quickly pushing out of the way. A nice grab, a solid setup. While gloves allow for some nice pressure, there's a lot of positions and times where you can leave yourself very open with those nades, or just any other punching tool. The rush is also a lot more difficult to land these days, though it does have a lot of strong opportunities when you find your way in. Gilly going to be able to recognize that rush, going to safely block it down, and is now going to set himself up for a rush of his own. Crashing going to be able to punish through without getting caught by the homie blast. And now, a moderate, like a massive health lead. Gilly cannot get hit a single time more, but has to get through 50% of Crash, or of Bunny Champ's health. That nade going to be able to find its way in. Gilly getting taken down this first round. Diving into our next bout. Both players going to stick with their loadouts. Gilly going to continue to utilize that popper, a favorite arm of his, especially alongside that homie. Can allow for some very devastating and powerful combos. But it can really struggle against two nades. Just two explosive grenades that the opponent can just throw out. If he finds his way in though, like, he can get some serious chip damage in. And we are seeing some nice reads, some good setups and plays. Gilly gonna push Crash or Bunny Champ back and gets the win confirm off. Slowly bringing Bunny Champ into near critical. Just looking for a little bit more of an opportunity. That rush could be enough, and it's going to be. Gilly bringing the score to 1-1. Diving right in. Bunny Champ now at a pretty solid advantage. Ready with rush. He's gonna just throw it out. Gilly gonna try to punish. But as Bunny Champ does have armor with Mechanica, he's not gonna have to worry too hard about taking any uncharged hits. After a heavy rush, Bunny Champ holding on to his strong lead and is just going in with that pressure, trying to just gun Gilly down with these gloves, punching down that popper, and is going to finish off this first round with a well-aimed grab. Double gloves and armor is especially effective against Gilly. He has to lean so hard into chip damage in those grabs. It's just because the popper really struggles to keep up when the gloves are just bombing you down. There are a couple of things I definitely know that Gilly can pull out to probably turn this in his favor, but we'll have to see what he's really planning on going with. This could definitely be a very strong matchup for Bunny Champ, especially if he sticks to Lollipop. The way this is going, I definitely say Bunny Champ's Mechanica is very advantaged, especially in more close range stages. Just waiting for them to get things set up and ready. We do have some of our other matches going now. And it looks like Scrapyard is going to be the next match. I can definitely see this working out for Gilly. Well, I enjoyed this stage, but it's not a personal favorite of mine. Gilly does really good in this stage. He's able to utilize those pillars. There's a lot of solid height variation that Lollipop can really capitalize on. This is probably one of his better picks for trying to work around what Bunny Champ might be doing. And it looks like he is plotting out some new ideas, some new strategies to help him combat this challenge. As he's being very inquisitive. And it looks like the wiki has been brought out. Gilly recognizing that he needs to go all in on this match if he wants to take it. And he's going to put that homie away and equips the explosive Seiki. The electrifying blaster. Bunny Champ going to respond, equips the Kablammer as a counter tool, especially in a stage with so much variation, can definitely shore up Bunny Champ's defenses very effectively. This is Mechanica stage. Fortunately for Gillyboat, there are no stat increases in this game for when you have home turf. I don't think there's many games that actually have that, which is probably for the best. Gilly at a bit of a health deficit right now, trying to find his way in, get him some manner of a confirm, But he's getting boxed down pretty hard by Bunny Champ's loadout. A lot of Bunny Champ's approach is just causing him a lot of grief. But he's going to be able to cancel out that rush. The Siki coming in clutch. And even the arm that he does not favor nearly as much, still going to work out pretty well for him as he gets another 150. And just brings himself at the slightest of leads. A solid dodge. The rush is not going to be able to connect. Oh, it does! 180, keeping him just ever in the lead, especially with that popper. And his lesser favorite preferred arm is going to work out. Gilly gonna take the first round, really capitalizing on the Siki's advantages. Siki seems to be more like that sibling that you really don't like, or that friend, where you're like, I really don't actually like you, but at the same time, I have to recognize the value in having you as a friend, so I'm gonna keep you as a friend just for specific cases, but generally, well, no, more on the lines of like unlikely allies. It's like Mario and Bowser right here. Bunny struggling to keep up with this pressure, getting poked down, especially with this open space. Just cannot keep up too well with what Gilly has going for him. And another 330 on that rush, just cementing Gilly a massive health lead. Another quick chain of pokes. Now, Bunny Champ just a few points of health away from potentially getting KO'd. There's a lot of things that Gilly could do that will lead to that knockout at this point. Bunny Champ has to be really careful, and he's going to set up that rush, lines it up well, and he's going to be able to connect for 365. Now just looking for a couple of hits of his own. Safely weaving between these attacks, utilizing that shield. Bunny Champ trying to hone in his aim. Make sure he doesn't get caught by anything too risky like this rush. The blast, as he tries to go in for that greedy punish, he forgets the fact that there is an explosion right beside him. And he gets blown out of the water, bringing the score to 1-1. You can't try to you'll get away with it sometimes if you really understand what's going on, but usually I don't recommend trying to punish a Siki rush, because you will literally lose games. You do not punish the blast rush. Those things just cover so much range. They do so much damage. You could be just above critical, and you get caught by that blast, and they'll just follow up with something and you're down. Like, it'll take so much of your health. Like, a quarter of your health will just go away because you got caught by one of those. Alright, heading into our next match for these two. Whoever is able to take this will be moving on in the brackets. It looks like Bunny Champ's going to try to go in for a hard counter arm for that popper, throwing on the parasol. The nade was working, double nade was working out pretty well, but it looks like he just wants a little bit more coverage. This might actually potentially leave him more vulnerable if Gilly finds his way around that parasol. But so far, working out pretty advantageously for Bunny Champ as he's covering a lot of Gilly's options, getting some nice pressure and pokes in there, and has quickly brought Gilly to below half. That grab going to not get caught by that deflect. Gilly finally starting to find a little bit more room to work with, slowly trying to charge up that rush of his own. If he gets it to connect, that actually would probably balance out these health pools, especially if he gets a little bit more damage in there with these light pokes here and light pokes there. Gilly's rush just about ready. Bunny Champ's rush also ready. Likely he's gonna just want to try to hold on to that right now, especially with this moderate health lead. Gilly is going to have to be the one to make the call. But Bunny Champ feeling a little bit pressured, a little afraid. But he is going to be able to break out of Gilly's rush and gets the KO. Now looking for one more win to move on in the brackets. Bunny Champ sticking with that Parasol Grenade, working out very synchronously, just causing Gilly so much trouble. He's really struggling to find his way around, but he's going to switch over from the Popper over to the Glusher, hopefully giving him a little bit more angle, a little more curve. But so far, it's not working out very well for him, as Bunny Champ just getting these solid reads, these good setups. And is now only looking to take 25% of Gilly's health left to be able to take this. Gilly leaping into a lot of these openings. It's allowing Bunny Champ to just get some good punishes, some good pokes. He's going to be able to safely shield that. Goes in for the punish. Another greedy attempt. He's going to be able to get away with it this time, though. Attempts to get that finishing grab, but Gilly going to leap right over. Gilly just barely in this right now. You can see Bunny just desperately wanted that KO as he threw out punch after punch. Gonna probably go for the grab here. Gilly, not ready for that setup, is gonna get taken down. Bunny Champ will be moving on in brackets, taking Gilly out 2-1. Gilly moving on to face off against Dusk. Bunny Champ will be heading up to dance with Cold Stare. And yeah, that means we are going to be moving on to our first semi-final match. Cold Stare will be facing off against Bunny Champ. And Cold Stare gonna slip in right behind. Ready and raring to go. That slippery snake finds his way in. This game being set up. Oh. Bam bam. Oh no, it doesn't fit. No, let's... Will that fit? Perfect. Close enough. Alright, just waiting for the two to start getting their stage striking. Don't forget, Don't forget, for everybody watching, if you see any cool moments, if you find anything exciting during these matches, be sure to clip it. Be sure to take those moments, share them around the internet, post them on Twitter, post them on Arms Central, post them at McDonald's. Helps us out, helps me out, helps you out, helps Arms out. It's good. Make clips. We got the opportunity to make some cool clips. Let's take advantage of it and get some hype moments rolling. Oh. And we're going to be starting our first match. Buster Beach. Cold Stare, a very prominent player, member of Team Illusion Gaming. Also a good friend of mine. Now it looks like Colts are gonna start off going in with the slippery ninja. This man ain't as hot as he usually be. Instead, you're gonna be a bit more Riffa. And both players looks like they're gonna Nah, they're not going to start with similar loadouts. Very close to it, but we're going to switch over to the Hydra, and we'll be utilizing that Sheila alongside. Bunny Champ going in Parasol Roaster. Starting things off, Ripfug or Cold Stare going to get that first hit in, but it's quickly getting punched down as that Parasol is going to effectively wall out a lot of his attacks and options. Any quick rush is going to quickly come barraging in. Bunny Champ just looking to burn through Cold Stare as quick as possible. Speaking of speedruns, this is very much one that Bunny Champ is trying to swing for right here. But now that he's in the disadvantage, Cold quickly starting to try to push back. Bunny Champ only looking for a single hit more though, and if he gets it to connect, we'll be able to take Cold Stare down. I keep wanting to say Rifa. Trying to keep this match in his favor, but that Parasol is just boxing down everything he's got going out, causing him a lot of trouble. He is holding on to a light lead though, and gets another solid freeze. Bunny Champ feeling pressured from that bait, and that's gonna allow Colt to slip out of the way and brings things back. Looks like Bunny Champ actually switching that Parasol around, recognizing that Cold's starting to figure his way out and around these tactics. Cold's still doing a pretty solid job here, just recognizing a lot of the setup, these pressure and combos that he's trying to go for, and just continuing to poke him down, getting these nice snipes in. Looks like Bunny Champ's just looking over that final hit, trying to get that set up, just barely missing. Cold going to be able to slip out of the way. Nice grab, and now Cold just looking for a final hit or two, especially if he gets that rush charged up. That's it. That's the opening, and Cold going to be able to take Bunny Champ down and takes the first game. Okay, looks like those matches are still going still. Alright, let's see. And it looks like we're going to be going to Mausoleum for our next match. Apologies on the lack of commentary, I just looking into something. Looks like Bunny Champ's gonna switch over to Dr. Coil in response to this Ninjato. This sneaky ninja man is giving Bunny some rough troubles. It's going to start off with a light lead, but Cold's trying to just set up some nice ice plays, getting a good freeze in, and he's going to get another one. That rush going to come out. It is going to connect. That rush going to come out swinging, but Dr. Coil's strong movement is going to allow Bunny Champ to safely weave right out of the way. Cold's going to get another freeze. Bunny Champ quick on their feet, going to be able to break up through both of those grab attempts. A nice roaster is going to allow Bunny Champ to keep this going. But Cold does have, and with that rush, Bunny Champ definitely can set themselves up to get that KO. Cold just going to accept the fact that that rush could easily take him out if he gets a little too greedy in there. Bunny Champ missing the rush. Cold safely getting out of the way. He's going to get knocked down by that roaster. Chooses to utilize the rush, but again, Bunny Champ safely getting out of the way and is going to be able to get the KO on the last second. Yeah, I noticed that there were some complications going on with that round. Bunny Champ a little more confident what he wants to go into this round. It looks like he's going to switch that roaster over for, or they're going to switch the roaster for that parasol. Allow them to get a little bit more wide coverage against Cold. That rush is going to be a little more difficult to land though. But a very solid defensive loadout is going to be very beneficial, especially if Bunny Champ just has that advantage. Cold weaving through these attacks, just focusing on looking for those moments where he can get those freezes, those quick little chip hits in, just slowly grabbing more and more damage and just setting himself up in a stronger and stronger position. Cold gonna be able to safely and easily dodge out of the way of the rush. Bunny Champ gonna get punished rough. And these two arms just too slow. Cold just... Now that Cold's just very focused on dodging his way between these two, whenever Bunny Champ basically goes in for an attack, it just leaves them open to just more and more damage. And the longer this match goes, the more in a lead Cold becomes. Chances are Bunny Champ's gonna have another rush. If Bunny Champ wants to be able to try to bring things back, I would suspect holding onto it for the next round. It looks like Bunny Champ doesn't get a chance to. Looks like Bunny Champ switched over to the roaster again, trying to utilize that just faster speed, the better attraction. And this time, Cold slowly baiting Bunny Champ into not using that, or trying to just expect that they were safe. He just dives right in, goes for the grab, and Bunny Champ was just not ready for it in the slightest. Cold safely weaving between these attacks. This time he's got a lot more control than that one round Bunny Champ took. He's just gonna dance around Bunny Champ, tries to go for the grab, but this rush is going to be able to connect. 390 damage. Bunny Champ now just evening up that pool. But But without that rush, now those freeze chains are just so much scarier as you don't have that safe deflect option. Nice freeze. He's not going to be able to get the grab. Bunny Champ just throwing out those arms left, right, and center, trying to charge up another rush. Gets one ready. And now, these last few seconds, it could easily come to that random Chilla just slipping in. Bunny Champ was so focused on trying to get ready for some rush play that I think even set up Bunny Champ's tag that was still Gilly Boat. That was technically Gilly Boat facing off against Cold Stare. Since when did you play Coil? That's a good question, Mega Man. It looks like Cold will be moving on in the brackets. And will be set to face off against the winner of Jico and whoever wins in the J-Roll vs. Nixatron matchup. Seems like we've just had ourselves a bit of a minor inconvenience. That was the most climatic, anticlimactic finish. It was pretty solid. It was a pretty solid. I liked it. Alright, it looks like they did get their matches going again. They're just sorting that out. Pizza time. Pizza time. Gilly, you're supposed to do the... What's the Domino's mascot's name? What's that little red guy? I can't remember. The guy that dabs all the time and there's pizza everywhere. Noid! Thank you, Chico. Gilly, you're supposed to do a Noid meme, not just some random movie. Do a Noid. The Noid is the way. Alright. Joik and Nix will be our next match. Is that a Canadian thing? No, that's like an 80s thing. It's even older than me, I think. Nixtron taking J-Ro down 2-1 and will be moving on to face off against Jico. Wasn't there a Sega Genesis game? Yes, that! Is this something you're too free to understand? Nah. I don't know. I don't think so. But maybe? Yeah, there you go. Tom's filling us in. Alright, we got ourselves good and ready to go. Oh, I could. Oh, I didn't fix that, so it's good. It's still semifinals. Yeah, it's fine. All good. We're just gonna... Don't forget there's... Oh, yo! That's my PB from the EU Scrapstar. That was a new record. I'm gonna upload that tournament to speedruns.com as one of my fastest tournaments. Alright. We good. We good. We rolling. Just waiting for these two players to be ready up, get their stages and everything. So this is going to be an exciting match because we've got ourselves two fantastical Lola Pops facing off against each other. Nyx, a very fashionista Lola Pop, going in with a specific color and loadout to match that style. Jiko, also quite fashionable with his color choice, but his arms don't necessarily match as stylistically. And we got it. First match gonna be at Mausoleum. And we are going to start off. Jiko, he's being mean. He switched over to Springman. That's not a Lola Pop. That's a Springman. But so far, it's not... Actually, it's holding out alright, but not as well as that Cracker Kablammer is for Nyx, who's now just looking for a single hit left to take the round. Springman in my Scrapstar! Big sads. Rush just barely working out for Jiko. Nyx is kind of not working out either, as that Kablammer just takes a little bit too long to be able to come out and connect. You know, it looks like Jiko's going to be able to take a round himself. Oh, trying to go in for that punish, but the Chakram going to be able to safely protect Jiko. He is at a pretty solid disadvantage. That rush would have really helped, but at least not getting punished is definitely a good positive. That Enrage going to allow him to start getting some pressure back. Start pushing in that distance, but he's still quickly losing health as he's getting poked time and time again. Nyx might force his hand and make him have to switch over to the Lollipop. And it looks like Nyx is going to be able to take this with a timeout. That's what he gets for picking Spray Man. Oh no, J-Ro has disappeared again. Yeah, I noticed. I'd rather not have him not, but J-Ro is gone. I saw those crabs. I saw those crabs, Croco. Let's see. If Resolve isn't gonna do it, someone has to. Just not him. Okay. Alright, where are we going? Ban those. And we're going to sparring. Okay. Yeah, we're just... I still haven't seen J-Ro. We'll set things up. You play spicy. You play spicy. Go ahead, Croco. You earned it. Nyx switching over to the Ninjaro in response to make sure that there's not two Lollipops in the same room at once. Who knows what kind of monstrosities would happen if there were just that many balloon clowns. Starting things off. Nyx holding on to a light lead. That Tri-Bolt Roaster just poking Jiko down and giving him a rough time. Gets another grab in there. And that classic Ninjara grab. Just dealing so much damage. Jiko gonna be able to safely get out of the way of that rush. That could have been a KO right there if he was not careful. But Jiko's starting to find some tempo. Getting some more momentum back in his side of the court. And now just looking for it. Jiko actually has a potential rush KO, but he's not going to get the chance to utilize it as that Tri-Blast going to snipe him out of the air. Looks like both sides are going to stick with their loadouts. Jiko rush ready and raring to go. Nyx quickly building up another rush. might want to use it as soon as they get it, as they're already at he's already at a pretty healthy health disadvantage. Gets a nice tri-bolt stun in there. That flinch slowing Jiko down, giving him a lot more time to be able to respond to Jiko's attacks, and he's going to be able to slip out of the way of Jiko's attack or rush and punish with his own, setting up tempo more in his favor. Jiko now holding on to a 25% health lead, and this is where Jiko's footwork really gets to shine. He's going to go in for a couple of light pokes, and he's just looking for that final hit to take Nyx out. Nyx ready with a rush though, but it's not going to be able to do anything, as that cool rain giving him an unbit timely end, much like the one that Jiko just took not too long ago. And now, Nyx going to go in double gloves. Actually, from my personal experience, unless you have a large girth arm, specifically Nade, generally double glove doesn't work too well against a Lollipop, just because she has good enough movement that she's generally going to find her way around. The rush play is exceptionally strong though. Nyx though getting a couple of nice reads, gonna try to go in for the rush. Jiko just taking a step aside, that camera angle fixing itself right quick, and is going to allow Nyx to land a heavy rush. Jiko starting to bring things back though, gets Tri-Blast after Tri-Blast, quickly knocking Nyx right into critical, and now Jiko in the advantage. This is Jiko's game to win. If he takes this, he will keep himself in the semifinals. He's just gotta get that one more hit, one last hit, force the character change, and unleash a double Lola curse upon us all. And with that Tri-Blast, we are going to have that wonderful thing happen. So many more Lolas will be blessing our screen today, as Jiko takes Nyxatron down and brings the score to 1-1. Your hype. You're breathtaking. Alright, let's go. Grand semi-finale. This isn't the grand finals, this is the grand semi-finale. Let's see who will be the greatest of this semi-final match to usurp the other. I've lost a lot of my energy all of a sudden. Keeping that conversation that I had took a lot out. But we will persevere. We will continue going. I did, in between the EU and this one, I actually went out and I, exercised for, a solid hour. It was amazing. There's this exercise machines outside of home, just not even a minute away. I went over there, lifted myself, and did foot movements with the machines. It was good. I felt buff. And then I ate gross food to celebrate. And by gross food, I mean lunch. And it looks like we're going to be going to Mausoleum, Lollipop's personal favorite stage. Honestly, this should be Lola's home, even though it's really creepy and dead-like. Let's get them crying Lolas in chat. Everybody shed tears of joy as the Lollipops step into the ring. And we commence the final of the semi-final matches. Oh gods. I'm good at this. Jiko starting off in advantage. Nick switching over to the Slap-O-Mander here. A new interesting pick. I don't see him utilize this very often, but I like this. This is a good pick for Nixatron. I can see this working out very well in his favor. So far though, Jiko holding on to that light lead, getting these nice pokes in, getting some solid damage, and just trying to take control of the center field. This is actually an interesting match because both sides could arguably benefit from that platform opening up since they're both Lollipop. Like, this is just a well-rounded stage for well-rounded characters. It's very delightful. And it looks like these trades are just kind of going back and forth. Jiko going to hold the lead as he just landed his rush. Nyx can quickly bring things back into his control though, if he chooses to throw out his rush in response. That looks like Jiko's just looking for that final hit to be able to take Nyx out. Nyx can take this with the rush, and he's gonna try to do it. Ends up missing the Mander. But that grab is going to be enough. Nyx taking the first round. Even with that mistiming of rush, still able to bring things through. And oh gods, that was a very fast forward. Some slight witchcraft going on here. But it might just be me. All of a sudden, everything seems to be going 2 times speed for both characters. Oh gods. Alright, Nyx ready with rush. If he finds that window, that opportunity, he can easily take Jiko out here with a good rush confirm and take the set. Jiko though quickly gonna build up a rush of his own, and if he lands his, can bring the score to 1-1, setting himself up to potentially take this set. Both sides being very defensive, just waiting for their opportunity, their chance to shine. That rush not gonna fully connect. Nyx still in this, and he's gonna be able to potentially bring this back if he chooses to use that rush, but the Tri-Blast poke is gonna allow Jiko to balance the score out. Starting off this next round, Jiko going to bring himself a light lead, getting a couple of quick pokes in there, and just pressuring out Nyx's and attacks and pressures. He's gonna throw out that rush, and the Cooler gonna catch that dash movement, allowing Jiko to cement a 345 damage lead. Nyx still holding on that rush, trying to find a moment to set things up. When he does find that opportunity though, that can be a very pivotal rush that's going to deal immense amounts of damage. Jiko just trying to keep Nyx back, but that rush is going to connect, and a full 335 damage later. Both players now basically at even once again. Neither side holding too much of an advantage over the other. Jiko does have his rush ready, both literally trading on that those uncharged pokes. And the punish gonna come in. Nyx landing a successful burst of damage and is now just gonna get that KO with one final grab. And will be moving on to face off against Scrapstar in the winner finals. Welcome back, Ashker Ninja. Hi, love. with that, that means Kirste will be moving on. Or Nixatron will be moving on to face off against Kirste. Let me say this the weirdest way possible. Kjolstide. How's that? On a scale of awful to why did you do this, what would you all rate that pronunciation of Cold Stare? Just set that up. Bam. I said, bam. Bam. We're okay, we're good. And things continue rocking through. Oh, perfect timing. Gillyboat is back just in time for us to keep things rolling. This is actually very convenient. We'll probably not have anything from lower round 3. Well, we might do 1 from there, but we're definitely going to be able to hit up 4 and onwards. It looks like our first match is going to be going to DNA Lab, the place where Cold pounded me into a fruitcake in Smash and Splash twice. And I regretted every single time that stage ended up coming up. The first time I was like, oh, this was a bad mistake. And then after that, it's like, well, I can ban that one or ban these ones. I'm going to ban these ones. He's like, we're going to go back to DNA Lab. I'm like, oh. Okay. And then he won. This is going to be a different story, though, as Cold Stare is going in with Ninjato. Nick sticking with that Lollipop, going in Cracker Kablammer to start off with. It's going to allow him to kind of allow Cold's Parabola to kind of outbox the Cracker, but it's going to be outboxed hard by that Kablammer just by sheer weight. Cold starting off with the advantage with that pressure as Nyx is being pushed back into the corner, tries to go in for that Kirby grab, but it's not going to be able to reach right around that tube. Tries a second time. Not having much luck getting those grab confirmed, but he is still holding onto a light health lead and getting some solid pressure on top of it. Cold Stare weaving through these pillars, just making sure that he's always has a solid straight shot of Nyx, making sure that there's no too protective of a place for Nyx to be hiding, as that Parabola sneaks up behind him time and time again. Grab attempt going in, but it's going to get closed out by the Kablammer. That blast giving Nyx a little bit more time to be able to get some setups and more ground. But Cold Stare continuing to hold onto this pressure. Thinks he's got that rush opportunity, but that flinch just not lasting long enough. Cold just looking to play things out enough of a way that he doesn't take any too serious of damage. But that Cracker's going to change things up, as now a grab is going to be enough. Nyx now at the health lead. That's going to be a pillar breaker right there. Even if Nyx chose to shield that out, might have been a shield breaker, and alongside of that, the chip damage would have been more than enough, or just barely enough, for Colt to be able to take that round. Diving into this next bout, Nyx got that rush ready. With a lot of these pillars down, that means a lot less defensive options too for Nyx, which we've seen Nyx, he's been the one to really lean in on utilizing those defensive pillars, those defensive obstacles, things. Well, so without them, that's going to allow Cold Stare to have a lot more room. Almost getting the rush to connect, but classic Popper and Cracker just ending up whiffing by touching that hair. Weird interactions are going to allow Cold Stare to slip out of the way unharmed. Tries to go for a punish of his own, with that rush, but he's not going to connect either. Cold continuing to slip by these attacks, just making sure he doesn't get caught out by too much, and is going to punish that grab attempt with a fancy grab of his own, keeping himself ever so further ahead in health. Nyx could potentially take Cold out with this rush if he finds that confirmed, but he's got to make sure he does not get hit a single time more. That Tri-Blast going to be able to take him down though. And Cold Stare taking the first game. Looks like matches are generally going quite swimmingly. Be exciting to see how this continues onwards. I'm gonna get a couple of bans, and we are going to see Nyx wanting to go to somewhere. Let's see, where do I think Nyx would want to go? I feel like an aggressive stage would actually work pretty well. Something with more pressuring, more cornering happening, and that is where we're going to be slipping over to, as Sparring Ring is going to be our next stage pick. Let's see how well this works out for him. And it looks like he's going to go and make an adjustment. We've got ourselves a Brass stepping into the ring to face off against this Ninjara. I wanted to say Kid Cobra. Cold, why won't you let me say Kid Cobra is hot? I mean, Ninjara is also hot, but he's not nearly as hot as Kid Cobra. Ninjara is cool. That is true. He's basically the closest thing you're going to get to Greninja here, since they're ninja siblings. But he's not hot like Kid Cobra. Ooh, a nice wide grab reaching right over that parabola is going to allow Nyx to get that buff state. But Cold Stare pushing back is going to respond with a grab of his own, keeping himself in a very feisty and strong position. That freeze gives Nyx a safe opportunity to get that buff load set up. Rush coming out. Ninjara going to slip by and is going to be able to punish. He's going to get another grab in there. And another grab! 450 damage later, Cold is now in the advantage. He's not going to go for another grab. But he might have been able to. There are different kinds of archetypes, different kinds of playstyle, character types that play differently than others. A lot of how ARMS plays out, you have the different characters and their movements. Like there's two different parts to each character. You have the character, and then you have their arms. The arms are all customizable on all characters. No character is restricted from from being able to use any arms. You could see the loadout Cold Stare is utilizing right here on Nixitron, and you could see Nixitron's loadout on Cold Stare, or any of the other characters, as it's completely open. So what that basically means is you pick the character for the movement and defensive kit, and sometimes some aggressive capabilities, like this buff build that Max Brass has right here. But otherwise, you're picking it for defensive things, like when you see Cold Stare teleporting out of the way when he holds shield, just like that, or that high speed that Ninjara has. That's what you're kind of going for when you pick your character. And then from there, you're fitting the arms that you feel would best be suited to that character and your playstyle with said character. Ninjara would probably fit in more as a hit and run. Or what's it called? He'd probably, well, not necessarily a zoner, but like he's just kind of going in for small pokes here and there, lots of light damage, and is generally just very good at punishing. So Ninjara is generally just utilizing their small stature, high speed, the shield teleports, and general other options. Ninjaras generally are focused on making their way out of their opponent's attacks and just getting all these little chip hits in, all these little hits that the opponent just can't see coming, kind of like a sneaky little ninja. Brass is much more a grappler who, as he tends to try to pressure you into a corner, he goes in for those grabs. He's really like up close and personal, utilizing some deflects to kind of body his opponent out. He uses his size and stature as a weapon against his opponent. And of course there's all the other characters, each one having their own relatively unique playstyle. Some of them are somewhat similar, like Springman, Springtron, Brass kinda to them, Mechanica and Dr. Coil, but for the most part, each character plays very differently from the others, and often will have completely different strategies involved with them. It looks like in the final attempt, Nyx is going to switch over to Min Min and is going in with a near defaults, but switching out that Megawatt for a Popper. Actually a pretty solid pick for Min Min. Can allow for some really strong confirms and pressure. Gold quickly diving in, recognizing that this Min wants that Dragon Arm and is going to start pressuring as soon and quickly as possible. Tries to go in for the grab, but that leaves Cold Stare open to Nyx getting that grab in return. And as a result, Nyx is going to be able to get that Dragon Arm charged up and permanently charging that Chosen Arm and maximizing its girth size, making it a massive weapon. Cold's going to be able to knock it out, but Nyx finds another opportunity. You can really see the size difference between how it is right now and how Nyx's Popper was just a few moments before he got that charge up. This is going to be a rush confirm. That Popper Dragon going to be able to lead him into a strong first round. And Nyx really wants those good rounds, as right now he's 2-0, and if he's not able to bring things back, Colt's going to be able to take this pretty dominantly and move on to Grand Finals with a pretty clean sweep on Nyx. So far though, Nyx holding on to some good pressure. That Popper Dragon working out pretty well in his favor. Just getting some light pokes, some solid pressure here and there, and also leaving himself open and mobile enough to work around a lot of Cold setups. That freeze into grab is going to catch him off though. Another 150 damage on top of the freeze, and Cold quickly knocking Nyx below 50% health. Tries to reach in with the grab, get another Dragon Arm, but Cold just keeping up this pressure too impeccably. But now that Nyx has finally found that chance, that quick knockdown was all he needed. Going to, at the very least, force Cold Stare to throw out that rush. So now he's got that opportunity. If he loses this round, he will be advantaged coming into this next round, as Cold has to charge up another rush, and Nyx is just ready and open to use his. Cold gonna quickly try to close in that distance, but that's gonna allow Nyx, who was more than ready for that, actually anticipated it, to set up a nice punish, and is now going to be in the lead with that first hit from a Popper. Cold quickly charging up a rush, looking to try to utilize it to push back against Nyx and just keep this pressure going. Cold finally starting to get a bit of momentum in his favor, and he's going to throw out that rush. It's going to be able to connect to 190 damage. Not a serious amount, but anything can help in a matchup that can be as difficult as this sometimes. And right here, with Cold just holding on to this solid lead, he's just looking for any opportunity to just kind of create that little bit more distance. A nice grab is going to bring Nyx just above critical health. As long as he makes sure he doesn't get caught by anything like that rush, he would be able to take this pretty well. But now Nyx does have that Dragon Arm, that Popper charged up, trying to hold on to it, but a good one too. Solid aiming is going to allow Cold Stare to take Nyx down, and is now looking for that final hit, which is just gonna come from another straight Chilla again. Just another straight Chilla. Cold Oh, why with the straight chillas? They're like puppies. I'm not ready for them. Cold is being very cold. He's not giving us those hype finales. He's just like, just gonna poke you at this moment. I'm building up to something cool, and then you just poke. Ruins the Christmas of the narrative. Alright, from here I am just going to take a quick washroom break while we let these two other matches finish up. Oh, Spicy and Bunny Champ are going to be ready right away, so we'll just actually hit those two up. Yeah, those two haven't started yet, so we're gonna catch them. So we can definitely catch that one. We can get some hype matches, keep this rolling. This isn't gonna be a speed run like the EU Scrapstar, unfortunately. Things have slowed down. We are getting to that chill period. But that also means that I can go use the washroom yet again, which I have no issue with. When I get back, yeah, we'll make it a very short break. When I get back, because they should be back real... I overuse words way too much. When I return from this break, which shouldn't be too long, these two should have become available again and have things set up, and we can commence the next match on the Scrapstar series. We'll be right back. Enjoy the tunes. I am back. Both players are here and ready. Just waiting on the stage striking to commence. That song brought to you by Gillyboat, a subscriber to this Twitch channel. You too can add yourself a fabulous song to my stream playlist by subscribing. I hope you enjoyed my whatever it is you call that. Self-pandering? Being a butthead snob? You're lucky that you like to use these light blue chillas on your pink Ninjara. Exactly. It's stylistic. It's very, very stylish. I've never seen a stylish so styled. Double pinged. Got double pinged. We double pinged the spicy. Oh. That's better. Alright, so let me set this up. This is lore quarters. We'll make them feel fancy with my fancy names. And I don't know who came in first, but we'll figure out right away, as it looks like our first match is going to be Buster Beach. When both players are ready, they can step in the ring and we can continue with the Scrapstar series. Lord Quart. Perfect. This isn't the lore quarters, this is a lore quart. It's a quart. As in the measurement of weight. It looks like Bunny Champ is on left. And Deluxe is on right. Ready to go. Both players going to step into the ring. It looks like Spicy is going to go in Lord Cracker to start off with. Bunny Champ going in Mechanica, Roaster, and that Parasol. And it looks like right now, both players kind of going back and forth. Both getting some nice picks in, finding some great opportunities to get some damage. And the Blorb, one of the rarest ailments that you get to see is that blind from the Blorb, as it is exceptionally rare to see that thing be used in any match. Spicy going to be able to make it connect. Bunny responding with a rush though and bringing themselves into a light lead. Going to be able to safely block that. Takes a lot of shield chip damage though. Another blind, and we have our screens blessed with the goopy gooiness of the Blorb. Spicy trying to weave his way between these attacks, is getting sniped down, and is now just one hit away, and that's going to be a grab, giving Bunny Champ the first round. I'm turning up the game audio a little bit. I don't think it's loud enough. I feel like it needs to be louder. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's a little bit better. Let me know if the audio is too loud and you can't hear me anymore. A rush is going to come out. Spicy's not going to have much of a chance to punch through that, as that Warmer's going to come swinging, covering that height advantage that Spicy had. Spicy now at critical health, cannot take a single hit more. Bunny Champ looking for his speed run, but that Blorb is going to save the day, only just for so long. as one more roaster gonna come zinging in. Bunny Champ takes the first round, or first game. Oh, snap. Let's see, how did he do overall? Oh, nice, still probably fine. You can't believe Malieve is using Imperial measurements. Wait, did I? Where did I say that? I don't remember. What measurement did I use? I need to know the script so that I can correct the course. I need to mend my ways. Why do Tellus needs to stop calling me? I don't want to answer. Leave a message, Tellus. Leave me alone. Fine. You've got a good point. Bam! Lore leader. Officially, now what? Loser quarterfinals is officially in the Scrapstar series. Yeah, we need to make like a Lollipop leaderboard because there's like a few of them. Spicy gonna bring out that Springtron for this next match, wanting to be able to keep himself in this game, utilizing one of his personal favorite picks, and a very strong character in general, Springtron. Starting things off, Spicy is actually gonna hold on to a solid lead, utilizing the Parabola and Roaster and dodging out of the way of these whammers. Just some great movement in general is going to allow him to take a solid health lead. A nice read on that whammer. He's going to be able to follow up 365 days later. Bunny Champ is now in critical health. Cannot take much more damage. Why isn't there a Lola crew? Well, there should be the Lola Discord. Isn't there like, I know there's a mechanic cord, and there's definitely a Lola cord. Y'all are making Lola cord work, right? The place is really dead. Why? You know what? I'm running a Lollipop tournament for y'all later. Gonna throw out that EMP. He's gonna be able to follow up with his rush. Gets a nice 340. Yeah, no, most character discords are generally pretty chilled. That rush is gonna come out, but thanks to the EMP, Spicy gonna be able to dodge it only for so long though, as that leap allows Bunny Champ to follow up with the whammer and put Spicy in critical health. The whammer gonna be enough. It's been over a year and a half since the last post on Cobra Cord. Oh god! When's the last post Kid Cobra is hot? Mummy Fam is basically just like... What joke was I going with? It's like TCM. It's just the one group that won't go away. A Mechanic Cord kind of still goes. Mostly it's just sharing fan art and Mechanica now. Ooh. Spicy holding on a pretty rough position right here. As Bunny Champ just at a massive 75% health lead. But with that EMP, Spicy might have a little bit more room to start bringing things back. At that distance though, he's not going to be able to get anything too rewarding to connect beyond that first hit. Now he's trying to find his way in, get some more damage. Timer's slowly ticking down. This rush likely gonna come in soon, likely following up that grab. And that's gonna be it. Bunny Champ taking Spicy down 2-0. And will be moving on to face off against Gillyboat in a rematch. But it's just O. Which means we need the wah! We need the wah! To step into the channel. No, not O. And then now this is the lower semis. Which means these fantastic people have made it to top 4. Just need Gillyboat to step into the ring. Oh, he isn't. He's already here. He just needs to be talking in Discord. I'm surprised things worked out the way they did. You know, I've just got to give a special role for the Cool Whammer Club. Okay, they swapped. So now I've got to fix the names. Alright, so okay, so we're just waiting for the two to do their stage striking. Let's see, I think Bunny? Yeah, Bunny bans first. Let's see. How did my seeding predictions go? Dust placed about where I was expecting. Oh, everything else is pretty much wrong. Cool made it to grand finals. I got that seeding right. Jico, he made it to top 6. That's not second seed. I failed there. I think Bunny Champ so far, they're like, I got none of my seeds right today. This is atrocious. This is a horrible tournament. I'm so upset. But there's so many great players in here, and this went well enough. I'll take it. I'll take it. And they're going to take Mausoleum to be the first match for their semi-finals bout, duel, dance. That didn't happen. Nobody heard that. There were no predictions, I just seeded everything. And my seeding is my predictions. My favorite seeds are the time where I seed everything and the results are exactly on point. Gilly and Bunny, we should replace CU in the finals with CU as late in the bracket as applicable. Yes. Peppercat, thank you for the follow, love. Both of them should need to start. We have a tournament to finish here. We do the game. And we're going to be starting out Gillibo going in with the Seiki, but this time it is Wiki. As Bunny Champ is going to start off with the Dr. Coil. That Popper still coming in, a very dominable counter to that Popper. And it might give Bunny Champ some strong advantages. Starting off in the exchange, both players kind of going about even, neither really holding too strong of ground. Bunny Champ getting a couple of confirms here and there with some nice hits and starting to find some tempo. Gilly still also getting a couple of nice pokes of his own in, and will soon have a rush of his own to respond. He's gonna throw it out. That rush is not gonna be able to connect. Bunny Champ just not wanting to get caught up in anything is going to safely shield it through. That rush is gonna come out. Gilly just trying to dodge out of the way, didn't want to take that shield chip damage as his arm was still in a pretty rough shape, but as a result, he's gonna take a full 285 damage. Bunny Champ still continuing to hold on to that solid lead, but this rush could potentially offset things into Gilly's advantage. He's got to be able to make it stick though, and against the Dr. Coil, it's not really the easiest thing to do. A nice read opportunity though is going to give Gilly a chance to start bringing things back. That rush is going to try to be used to close things out. Gilly gonna safely block, and with the rush gonna be able to connect. Not enough though. Timer ticks down. Gilly missing his timing, and because of that, he's going to miss the KO. Another note Gilly does make here that's accurate. If he had the homie equipped, he might have been able to get that KO. But this is also an adjustment to the fact that if this was Mechanica, Gilly probably wouldn't have had as much fortune with the homie. That Roaster's gonna connect the Seiki, getting a stun in, but in the time it takes for Gilly to get back up, that stun is going to be released. And Bunny Champ going to be able to keep up with this pressure, this onslaught. Rush going to connect, Gilly trying to go in for another punish. All three of his punish attempts so far, all of his evades, have been punished out, and it's just caused him to take a lot of damage. Bunny Champ really trying to utilize that invisibility. Not necessarily working out for him. Gilly missing out again with that rush timing. Unfortunately, it might not have been enough regardless, as one more Parasol is going to be enough for Bunny Champ to take the first game. Bunny Champ now in the advantage, looking for one more win. Don't do dares at this point. Don't do dares. But if you want to win, switch to Springtron. Broken with broken. Fair and balanced. I mean, that is true actually, I think Kid Cobra might actually be advantaged against Dr. Coil. She's a dragon type. She kind of is. She has advantage against almost pretty much everything. Resistance against a lot of things. There's only like one or two other things beyond. That are effective against her. And then, yeah, you just punch Coil with Dr. Coil. Heading into what might be Gilly's last match of this tournament. He's gonna go in with the Popper homie again. That Parasol has just been causing him no ends of trouble. But now that he's Dr. Coil, he might have a few more options to work around that wide coverage that the Parasol generally is just doing. Bunny Champ holding onto a solid lead here and is going to be able to get the KO off of this. No, ends up missing the finishing touch off of a bit of a rough timing from that Parasol. They're going to try to punish with Rush, but he's going to miss both times. And the Toaster going to slip in after beating down every single attack Gilly throws. Bunny Champ going to take the first round. Gilly now on his last legs. If he gets knocked out here, he will be out of the tournament. I don't think Gilly's too worried about losing right now, Spicy, so I wouldn't worry about it. Like, it's one of those if I lose moments. Or he's more just playing. That was witchcraft. Because if Gilly was genuinely wanting to try everything possible to win, he probably wouldn't have swapped to Dr. Coil. Gilly now on a final hit left. If he gets caught out one more time, that is going to be enough for Bunny Champ to take him out. And it's going to be... something.
My arms are great.
And that means Bunny Champ will be moving on to face off against Nyx. Psychokinesis. Excellent. Yes, that's what happened. Oh wait, not Bunny Champs, just Bunny Champ. Bam. And that's a good question, Mega Man. Alright, and with everything set up, our lower finals match will be Bunny Champ facing off against Nixatron for a shot at facing off against the dreaded Cold Stare, the sneaky snake ninjara, the man who is hot and eats good burgers. Why does Bunny Champ keep doing this? Now I've got to fix the name tags again. Regardless, we're good. Alright, so we're good. We got things going. Bunny Champ looking to try to take Nyx down for a rematch against Gold. Both of these two are both looking for a feisty rematch against this sneaky man, as he was able to take them both out in brackets earlier, making his way up to grand finals. So we're likely going to be watching a pretty exciting match as these two find their way in and out and try to claim vengeance. Or seek the opportunity to claim vengeance. Yeah, I'm good. I'm glad I started this an hour early, because if this was at the regular time that I've been working with for the last while, chances are I'd only have like a 3-minute break before the South American Scrapstar again. And as a result, Bunny Champ's going to be going in, or as they step in against Nyx, that means they're going to be facing off against another Lollipop. Those sneaky clowns are just all over the place. They're like jump scare mechanics in a spooky scare game. And starting things off, Nick's gonna go in double toaster, just looking to utilize the most straightforward of tools against Mechanica. And definitely a very powerful counter against a lot of mech's play and movement. The Whammer definitely going to help Bunny Champ fight back against this, but it can still definitely be a very difficult matchup. That rush going to just barely connect. If Nyx just went for the shield, I'm pretty sure they would have been fine. But another case of the punishes is going to allow Bunny Champ to land yet another rush that in some cases probably would not have happened. It's actually something I'm noticing with a lot of these players is that they're desperate to get these punishes, these nice windows to get a bit of extra damage, when sometimes it's not worth it. It's not worth it sometimes. Gets a nice chip hit in, almost gets out of the way entirely, but does take 30 damage from a final hit. Nyx trying to quickly build up a rush for the final opportunity, or maybe just some more damage here, but that roaster is going to come crashing in. And Bunny Champ takes the first round. Bunny Champ choosing to stick with his loadout, or their loadout. Nyx going in, switching over one of the toasters for a slap. That's going to allow for some better angles, some better setups, especially if Nyx can read Bunny Champ's movement. Rush is definitely going to come out here, and Nyx is going to get caught out for 380 damage, securing Bunny Champ a hearty health lead. Rush diving straight in. That man are going to be able to connect for 320, and that's going to allow Nyx to start getting some momentum back. Commander, not always the easiest thing to connect though, especially when Mechanica's constantly just dashing back and forth, and another roaster is going to put Nyx at critical health. Only a single hit more, and it's going to be that roaster. Bunny Champ taking the first game. The loadout options on Nyx, I think they're really good choices. The Cracker's definitely not going to work out too well. We saw a lot more than enough of that too. And from my own personal experience, yeah, Mechanica with gloves will probably beat down a popper in a lot of cases. But yeah, the double toaster was also a good attempt. With a bit better reading, I could see that Slap-O-Mander working out. I know Nyx has a couple of good tricks and tools under their sleeve, and could potentially make a couple of things work. I've seen him be able to utilize the Glamour really well against Mechanicas. And could easily utilize that just to wall Bunny Champ down, especially if Bunny chooses to put that Whammer down. And we are set. Going to go to the sporting ring. Bunny Champ ready, stepping into the ring. Nyx hopping right back in as well. I like how Nyx he even has his like badge matching himself. Oh, we're gonna see a bit more experimentation as a clapback steps into the ring alongside a boomerang. Still keeping that fashion and styles going. Definitely still has some really nice options, even beyond just the starting handful of arms that we've seen so far from Nixitron. And he's definitely going to have some good opportunities with the stun from the Whammer, allowing him to get a grab confirm off of Bunny Champ. He's getting some strong pressure and good damage in. Bunny Champ just not keeping up with that clapback as it is clapping him down hard. Tries to go for the grab, but clapback boomerang combo just allowing Nyx to safely weave between these attacks. The added defense of the clapback is just giving him some really strong options, and he's going to be able to safely block that out. Tries to go for the grab, but Bunny Champ quickly blocking it down. Just barely finding a way around that large reflective shield. And this rush is going to not connect fully, as Nyx just a little off with the timing from that clapback to follow the boomerang. That's giving Bunny Champ a bit of an opportunity to start taking some control of this field. Now both players at critical health, and Bunny Champ leaping in, going for that grab again, just recognizing that generally in those opportunities, the player without rush is scared. So they're going to be able to get a KO off. Nyx switching the clapback over for the cracker. Once Bunny Champ started to demonstrate an understanding for how to kind of play around that thing. And now, ready with this rush skill as they only used the grab to get the KO before. Gets a nice start in this round. Trying to find a little bit of an opportunity to get some chips, start that win confirm, or just a nice cracker rush, going to allow a 340 damage hit, including that 20 chip alongside. That's going to put Nyx in a much more confident position. Rush coming out again, this time Nyx going to safely choose to block it off, not going to take too much any serious damage from there, and with a chain of chip hits, finds his way out. The arm just did a weird spin. And Nyx going to be able to take the second round. Diving right into our next match though. Bunny Champ switching on that parasol to counter that light arm. A common weakness of his, that thing just shores up the defense of. Trying to find his way in the parasol, just punching everything down so far though. And it's allowing Bunny Champ just to kind of keep this pressure going, move a lot more confidently, and not worry about that any potential dangers from that light arm reaching in and sniping him down. A nice disarm, a win confirm, not going to follow up with the rush off of that. But just going to keep focused on a steady tempo of damage and pokes. That's going to be a win confirmed. Nyx goes for the juggle. And Bunny Champ going to capitalize on that one punch attempt and follows up with a grab. Just barely not able to take Nyx out. Nyx has to go through 75% of Bunny Champ's health. Thinks he's ended up missing, but he's going to be able to throw out the rush. Gets 330 damage. Still has a lot of work to go. And that parasol almost connecting, but the boomerang just cutting him close just at the last moment. 15 seconds left on the clock. Nyx really has to find a way to get some damage going. That grab almost setting himself up to get KO'd. Goes in for the grab. It's not going to connect. 3 seconds left. Not going to have any options. As that final cracker hits, the timer takes down, and Bunny Champ going to gain a second game point. for a second that a commentator materialized out of thin air and then AI realized it was still you. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm tired because I've been running... I ran 2 tournaments and I'll be running a 3rd. And I also did some exercise in between. But beyond that, I'm fine. It's just, you know, the usual overwork yourself all at once and then be tired otherwise. I mean, it's not like that much overwork. Technically, like a day job is like, realistically, like a solid day job is like 6 hours. And the last tournament was like 2. We're like 4.5. So we're not even at 6 hours yet, so I should be fine. I mean, that is different. I do this only like once a week or something like that. There, you're good. Nyx actually was making the clapback work. I'm not sure if it was Bunny Champ recognizing what they needed to do to kind of work around it, or if it was Nyx just kind of losing his tempo with it, but I definitely could see the clapback working in the Spartan. He just needs to line things up a little bit more. That round, it was very close. Let's see, how close could you get your fingers without them actually touching? You can get them pretty close. We'll see what Nyx tries to go in with here to be able to counter out what Bunny Champ has rolling. And it looks like we've got a toaster swapped over for the Cracker, just recognizing that Parasol is just causing no ends of trouble. I would have liked to see the clapback come back out. It might have been a pretty solid pick. It looks like Bunny Champ's going to switch away from the Parasol regardless. So maybe this is going to work out a little bit better in Nyx's favor. Starting things off, Nyx going to be the first one to land a blow and follows up with the boomerang. Getting some light tempo and keeping Bunny Champ at a safe arm's length. Just making sure he doesn't get too caught up by anything. Those mix-ups, those grab opportunities are not working out for Bunny Champ. Not yet. But Bunny Champ is still quickly building up a rush. Will likely be setting up to utilize it in just a few brief moments. Nyx trying to find his way around this whammer. It's giving him a lot of trouble though. And he's going to start getting whammed down by it. A nice grab setup. Bunny Champ going in. That's actually a pretty common thing that I'm seeing Bunny Champ do, is go in for the grab. Likely just a common jump, air dash, grab opportunity. Go in for the rush as a response if it doesn't work. Otherwise you get a free 160. Or a free 150 or a free 170 depending on your character. That rush is going to come out. Allows Nyx to just beat Bunny Champ back. Actually, I'm noticing Nyx is also very afraid to go in for grabs in a lot of cases. Like, if he's confident that it's going to be an opening to be able to punish, he'll go for it. But otherwise, like, there's one! There's a read! Recognizing Bunny Champ just leaving his guard down on wake up. A few times too many. Nyx is going to be like, I see that. Bunny Champ going to be starting this round with rush advantage though. That's going to make things a lot more difficult for Nyx. As you can tell, he's trying to set things up so he can effectively bait that rush. But as a result, Bunny Champ's been able to land almost half of his health immediately. Tries to go for the grab. Bunny Champ just keeping this pressure going. Takes that chip hit, goes in for the grab. And he's just keeping this tempo going, really utilizing this rush pressure. And you can tell Nyx is just not certain what he wants to do. Finally going to try to dodge out of it. That rush going to connect for a 360. Nyx likely would probably be better just to take that loss here. Brings the score to 1-1, and now he's got rush advantage. And might be able to win the arm exchange setup. If he can take this, that will bring him a chance to potentially come back against Bunny Champ, starting off strong with this rush. And this time, things working out very much more in favor of Nyx, who has taken Bunny Champ quickly down to 50% health, but now Bunny Champ's starting to get that pressure, gets a bit of that momentum he's looking for, and it's just proving to become a much more difficult matchup all of a sudden again for Nyxatron. Another setup. Nyx going to be the one to respond with Rush first, and he's going to get the KO, bringing the score to 1-2. And setting Nyx for a potential comeback. Commentator's blessing doesn't rhyme. Commentators cadence? Commentators corruption. Commentators corruption! It's either the commentator's corruption or the commentator's curse. We're either corrupting things to work in our favor or we're cursing things to work against our favor. It's one or the other. Doodly doot. We got the doots. And the snoots and the boots. Well, hello there, Reese. Illiterate. Well, that's why I use commentator's corruption. Also sounds very fun to call something, to call it a commentator's corruption. The commentator is corrupting the game. Looks like Nyx is gonna switch back to their starting loadout, that Toaster Cracker Slapamander loadout. Not confident in the clapback anymore. I feel like that might actually be a mistake. As the Cracker was really not working out in his favor. And that Parasol was just such a solid punish for that Cracker. The Whammer also doing Bunny Champ's loadout kind of doing a good job of countering the Cracker. And unless Bunny Champ is completely changing his loadout entirely, I don't see it coming into play. No, it does look like Bunny Champ is actually going to make a switch and is going to move over to the Quintel for this next match. Likely fearing that Nyx might have figured out what that Mechanica was going for. I feel like that might, to some degree, Nyx definitely didn't have it fully figured out. So this is going to be interesting to see if this Quintel actually works out against Bunny Champ. As this is going to be a matchup that Nyx is definitely a lot more comfortable with. Scaring somebody off of their main pick, their initial starter. It's always a little scary to make a change because sometimes you can make the read like, okay, now's a good time to change things up. But also, that just, in a lot of cases, I'll quickly go back to a story of mine from when I was in EVO Japan. One of my matches that got me into top 8, the match was against another Mechanica. And when I was playing against this Mechanica, they were actually really, they were incredibly difficult for me to keep up with. I was struggling to play against them, but I ended up in my first round taking them, getting a double KO on them. They were running in double Hydra, and I sucked against double Hydra. But because of that double KO, they immediately ditched double Hydra and never used it for the rest of the set. I ended up taking the game from them because they chose to not go double Hydra. And I was like, yes! And that's what's going on here. As Nyx is going to take this round with 75% health advantage as that armor character. That armor is not going to be able to help out Bunny Champ no longer. Also, I do believe Twintel has a smaller girth size, which just means it's going to be easier for that popper to sneak in. Again, Nyx holding on to a light lead here. Both players ready with Rush. Neither looking to utilize it just yet. Likely going to try to use it as a punish or response. Goes in for the deflect with that. And 330 Rush later. Bunny Champ going to set themselves up with the lightest of health leads. A nice grab on that shield is going to allow Nyx to bring things back into just a bit of control. And a nice deflect there. The Rush not going to be able to connect. But the deflect going to allow Nyx just to keep himself fighting and not getting knocked too far behind. Nyx getting another quick slap in there. Bunny Champ's arms taking some serious damage and is not going to get them disarmed as Bunny Champ just gets that pressure, gets a couple of nice punches, going to try to throw out that Rush. Nyx recognizing that there might be a potential catch and chooses to go for the shield. 20 seconds left on the clock. Nyx needs to be able to get some more connections to get things rolling. And this shield Rush is going to not connect. Not even getting that chip hit. Bunny Champ just focusing on boxing down as the light and medium arm are going to break even with that heavy and medium arm. Nyx just barely coming out on top of that trade. And that's going to allow Nyx to bring the score to 2-2. Again, I think that was a bad choice on Bunny Champ's part. That Mechanica was working out well. The fear that Mechanica might not be working out anymore, or that the tools that Bunny Champ was utilizing weren't working out, convinced them to switch over to a different character, and now Nyx is a game away from being able to do a full reverse comeback. And it potentially set things up to move on to Grand Finals. It's actually quite an interesting position, as that switch away from Mechanica might have also now just cost Bunny Champ even more confidence, even if they choose to move back to Mech, or they might go Dr. Coil. That knock of confidence might give Nyx the edge that they need to be able to take this. Steppy in the ring, ready for his next match. And Bunny Champ is going to switch over to Mechanica. Oh yeah, it's a very tough spot. But that's when it really is important to make those right choices, to recognize what's causing it. To be able to go like, this is why this happened, and therefore I should do this. Because now Bunny Champ might be in a much rougher position than they were in before, as Nyx has just slowly been gaining more and more confidence in this. A better understanding of what to do against Bunny Champ. And we're seeing that right now as this Mechanica is really not working out where it could have potentially worked a lot better in that previous game. The Parasol equipped to attempt to counter that Cracker, but Nyx recognizing that might be coming out and just went with the double toasters. Bunny Champ holding onto a light lead, but that grab is going to reverse things. And now Nyx holding onto the advantage. And with Rush ready, could potentially set himself up to take this. He's going to be able to connect. That's not going to be enough. But Bunny Champ can only take a couple of chip hits from here. Or that charged roaster. Nyx now one game away from taking Bunny Champ out and claiming the set. starting off this next round. Bunny Champ starting with a bit more advantage. Going in with the explosive Kablammer instead of that Whammer. It's going to be definitely a powerful tool, but it's a lot slower, and as long as Nyx stays on the move, that thing's going to struggle so much more. And this is, again, another attempt at making a counter change that might be detrimental to Bunny Champ and their playstyle. Gonna finally get that knockdown, start getting some pressure going in. But there's a lot of work to go to be able to take this, and only a single hit more, or just a couple of quick chips for Nyx to be able to close this out. Bunny Champ going to start getting some momentum, finds that moment for Rush, and it's going to be able to connect, but Nyx, afraid of that shield breaker, is going to just dive right into that Rush, and Bunny Champ bringing the score to 1-1. Nyx starting out this final round with Rush advantage. Now just looking for an opportunity to start taking things under control. Bunny Champ starting off pretty strong, getting a couple of quick hits in there. Now has a Rush of their own ready. Tries to go in for that grab, but Nyx on top of things. He's gonna punish with his own Rush. Another explosion, slowly chipping Nyx's health down. And now walking to the corner, he's gonna be able to, he's gonna leap right into that Rush. And now is just a single hit away. That Kablammer turning these tides just barely enough. A couple of very risky plays on Nyx's part are going to allow Bunny Champ to move on after taking the set. Boop. And with that, Nyx is gone. Without a trace, never to be seen again. But probably will be seen again sometime in the future. Thank you for participating, Nyx Love! Oh, boop, 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 boop. Go make the money! So that you can continue subscribing to me. Oh, hey, no. Okay. We're gonna go to Buster Beach first. Cold knows. He knows to not dive in. Keep an eye on the stages to make sure it actually connects. We'll just do this. Yeah, we'll leave it like that while I finish setting things up. Cool. And starting off the grand finals, Colt sticking with Ninjara, going in with the sneaky man who's took him all the way to grand finals so far. Still working with his personal favorite, the Chilla. I mean, that might be a little too drastic, Nyx. But if that floats your boat, I won't stop you. Bunny Champ holding on to a fairly light, solid lead right now. Could quickly turn around after a couple of quick exchanges, though, in Cold's favor. Both players ready with their rushes. Both, actually, they would be pretty much the same rush. Just slightly different results coming in with that rush damage. And Cold's gonna start move things over to his advantage state, and he's gonna start building up another rush. Bunny Champ still trying to find a way in to get a confirmed, some kind of window to start, find a solid and safe rush. Actually is able to bring things back even without utilizing that rush, capitalizing on a couple of those stuns. Gets the last hit in and is able to take 65 out of Cold's health. Gets a stun, but the grab not going to connect. Cold responding and pushes Bunny Champ back in a quick blast. Last few seconds left on the clock, and Bunny Champ quickly panicking and throwing out that fast attack. Gonna allow Cold to get the punish. Cold now advantage with Rush. Just wants to be able to safely take this round to be able to claim the first game. Getting that freeze definitely going to give him a lot more room to work with even after getting knocked down like that. Now Bunny Champ definitely trying to play things safely, not get too caught up. A nice knockdown with that Rush, taking a good shield breaker. Not going to get caught up by that grab and is going to be able to find their way around. Cold now just slowly trying to build up that Rush again. Get a couple of nice hits. But Bunny Champ is going to start pushing Cold slowly back into that Hot Pocket. Not going to approach enough to be able to capitalize on that opportunity. But the Rush is going to come out. Ends up getting the finishing touch off the Tribal. Potentially losing out on a decent amount of damage. Cold still trying to figure out what exactly he wants to do with his ice play against Bunny Champ. Not really able to get too serious of an advantage against them. But with this Rush, he can easily just close things out if he finds a nice window like this one to be able to fully connect. Ends up missing the finishing touch as he goes in with the Chilla, punching a little bit too much of a flurry. And maybe giving Bunny Champ a space to bring this back, but we're going to be able to find that final hit and takes the first game. Marcus Umbre, thank you for the follow, love. Muchos gracias. Many love. And thank you for the support. Thanks to the support of beautiful people like you, I will be getting another paycheck from Twitch next month. It will be a very nice one. I'm actually going to use that paycheck specifically to help fund the prize pool for the Invitational and season finale of the Scrapstar series. Specifically the NA division. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be pretty hype. We'll have some nice money for all the players. Heading into this next round, Bunny Champ going to take us straight back into Buster Beach. And he's going to choose to go double roaster this time. Looking to get those gloves to connect. Get some strong damage in there. And is starting off with a light lead. Well, Cold, keeping that pressure strong, is going to be able to He's going to push back, get some more damage, and just keeps himself in this game. He's not going to get Rush first. Bunny Champ's actually going to be the first one ready with Rush. But these light pokes are just giving Cold Stare such an advantage and so much more control. Spicy, that's my words. You can't. No. They're now ready with a Rush, and if he finds a solid opportunity to confirm, that would definitely be enough. He could easily just get a couple of strong hits otherwise. That Rush going to be able to fully connect, and Cold taking the first game, or the first round of the second game. Bunny Champ gonna choose to stick with the double roasters. Again, this might be a case of Bunny Champ just not confident in that Mechanica right now. It might be avoiding a potentially better character pick for themselves. Especially since Mechanica's really been the character that's brought them so far. And to see them switch over to Twintel, especially when they're getting the results they are with Twintel right now, really, I could definitely say it would probably be fairly disheartening. That said, Bunny Champ is holding on to a solid health lead here, getting some nice damage in, but because they threw out that Rush, went into turret mode with those punches, Colt's going to be able to punish it with a grab, giving himself a little bit more room to start bringing things back more into his control. A nice rooster hit is going to keep Bunny Champ rolling in the lead. A second one. Now Cold one hit away from getting KO'd. Bunny Champ very close to getting a rush ready too, so... Those are PBS's words. Very nice. Peanut butter streamer. We're gonna dive into this next round. Bunny Champ wanting to throw out that rush, and it's going to be able to connect Cold just a little too slow on that response. That's going to allow Bunny Champ to get a light lead here. Cold still controlling this field though, and has Bunny Champ locked into the hot pocket. And Bunny Champ not wanting to find their way out, just too worried about a potential punish or good read from Cold Stare. So they're just going to choose to nestle up and stay warm and toasty in the hottest pocket. Both players trading back and forth. Bunny Champ just narrowly now behind after that Tri-Blast knockdown. But does have a very steady rush that if they are able to find an opportunity to blend in, can easily turn this back into their favor. Cold just looking for one more opportunity. If he lands this rush, we'll have a 2-0 advantage against Bunny Champ. Bunny Champ's gonna choose to go in with the rush. But, again, Cold, this time, much more ready, is going to leap right over, get the punish, and take the second game. And it looks like we are probably going to go to Buster Beach, because it seems to be the thing that Bunny Champ likes to do. Is those runbacks. Pick a stage, stick with it. And that's exactly what Bunny Champ's gonna do. We're sticking with the beach that busts bread bugs. And another change on Bunny Champ's part. Lollipop. I'm interested to see how this is going to work out. I don't feel like this is going to do nearly as well as they're hoping. But only time will tell as we begin what might potentially be the final match of the 20th NA Scrapstar. Starting things off, things are not looking too well in Bunny Champ's favor. As Cold starting off with a chain of strong hits and just continuing to chip down Bunny Champ's health and create an ever further gap in that health pool. Even with this character pick, Cold already pretty keen on a lot of what Bunny Champ's wanting to do, and he's just focused on punishing a lot of it, getting some good damage in, and just keeping control of this matchup. With that rush ready, a very difficult thing for Lollipop to respond to, especially if she's in the air. Cold's likely going to want to hold on to that and just wait for that opportunity, and then just leap in and pummel her down. Bunny Champ trying to punch through with this parasol and that toaster, but cannot keep up. This Ninjara speed just too fast for her. And now Cold just looking for that final hit. It's not going to be a straight Chilla this time. It's not going to be a straight Chakram either as a rush punish. Tries to go in for the grab. Cold rolling up though is going to allow him to break out of the way. Cold just definitely dodging and weaving around. With the last few seconds left on the clock, it's very unlikely Bunny Champ can bring things back. He's just going to focus on trying to get the KO to potentially slow down Bunny Champ's rush game. He's not going to be able to get it though. Now Bunny Champ. This is the match to win. Bunny Champ has to be able to take Cold down from here. Otherwise, Cold's going to have a very clear and strong perfect sweep against Bunny Champ in the grand finals. And will gather some sweet and tasty points off of the long climb that he's had in the Scrapstar series. Bunny Champ sees a nice landing opportunity, goes in to punish with the grab. And is able to follow up with a toaster. Cold gonna try to go in for that rush. Bunny Champ gonna be able to safely block it. Starting to get a little bit more momentum on their side. But Cold still has a very, very light health disadvantage that can easily turn around just from any straight hit. Bunny Champ starting to create a little bit more ground with that toaster. Tries to go for the grab, that common setup, but Cold already on top of punishing it. And he's gonna just work his way around this rush, only taking 95 in exchange. Players going back and forth, neither finding too many opportunities to connect. Cold just kind of bouncing that Ram off of that shield, getting some light damage here and there, and now, ready with rush, he's likely going to want to try to find a window to dive in. Bunny Champ definitely trying to play a little more safely, and that's going to allow him to follow up with a grab into the rush for 330. Bunny Champ now a single hit away from being KO'd. 5 seconds left on the clock, has to get another grab. The choice to go for the rush takes too long. And Cold's going to be able to time things out and claims first place in this NA Scrapstar series. Yeah, I would only have 15 minutes to chill. Why does the NA Scrapstar take so long every time? Regardless, we can end it out here. That means I have an hour to chill before I hang out with the South and Central American lovely peoples. Might be a smaller one again. We'll see how it goes. Not too worried about it. And concluding the Scrapstar series, we have Cold Stare taking first place without losing a single game. Bunny Champ taking second place. Nyx taking third, and Gilly taking fourth place. Congratulations to all our players. Updating with the results from here, we can update the leaderboards again, and it looks like, how are things looking right now? Chico's been knocked out of being in that delightful first place that he had before, losing about 31 points off of his 2 last matches. And only gaining 17, so he's just a bit below the 1100 that he was just earlier today. Which means that Serp is now in the lead with first place. Askew in second place with only 2 points behind. Chico is now third. I am fourth, even though I barely play in these. Twind is currently sitting at 5th place. Cold Stare with a clean sweep of this tournament will be in the sixth position. Dart Remix in 7th, and Griffical at 8th. Tailing behind, we've got Gilly Boat sitting on a comfy 9th, Stylo at 10, and Bunny Champ 11th. We also ironically have Hebero, who is at 12th place right now, even though he is not a part of the NA community. Shout out to him for somehow being that high. Yeah, Gillygate climbed up just a little bit, about 5 points. How are the points scored? Leaderboard does math. You can see it here. The leaderboard does math based on results from each match. They do like balancing based on how high certain person was to how low other person was. Like, for example, you gained 10 points off of beating LaFleur, but you get 14 points for beating Jico because Jico was like the top. And then since Bunny Champ was relatively low, you end up losing 15 points when you lost to them. Most players are actually kind of just sitting around that 1,000 starting point. It actually seems pretty difficult to climb up high. You need to get some good streaks going. The only person that I've seen it do it like consistently has been Rifa, and dude is literally just on win streaks half the time, 90% of the time. I could see Askew doing it too. Fun fact, last place right now. Nah, we won't do it last place. I'm not gonna look at that. I appreciate the fact that they're all here, helping out, participating, doing some cool matches and everything. Slowly getting points, climbing up here and there. And with it, will help me kind of make seeding a bit easier too, because I can just look at this and be lazy. Oh yeah, with that, I'm gonna stop here. This is it was a fun event. I enjoyed it. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget, you can follow me on Planet Scrapstar on Twitter, or you can join my Discord and hang out and be a lovely face. Can also just support this channel, much like a lot of people did today. That was very surprising, and I was not expecting any of that. This was a very strange Monday. Which, that said, by strange, I do mean nice. I really appreciate everything y'all did. It means a lot to me. Slowly keeping on with things. Yeah, tune in about an hour. I will be probably, or I might pass up on it. It depends on how the players are feeling. I'll either be doing a friendly session with the South and Central American players, or we'll have a tournament going on, or we'll just not worry about it and let those two play together and have fun. And I might